Hello and welcome to our Sunday experience. My name is Jim Lee. I'm the minister here at Unity of Las Vegas. Well, this Sunday ends a 3-week series that is called Jumanji, the game of life and how to play it. In the movie called Jumanji, it really just talked about 5 teenagers who got sucked into a video game, and when they did, they assumed an avatar body. It had certain skills and weaknesses and all of that, and they went through a lot of trials and tribulations and ups and downs, but in the end, when they worked together, they won the game. They were successful. And I just want you to know that the theme of this series, the backdrop of this is this: life is just a game that you could never lose. You're winning every day just by being a better you. That's what we're up to. Now, this is more than just a talk. This is designed to be sort of like a package deal together so you can experience. We're going to have some music, and we're going to offer it up as Michelle will be doing, along with Dave Richardson, a song, and it's called Hand It Over. Then we're going to go into a message, special treat with the message. We've got a rap by Triple Vision. Got to stay tuned for that. Then also we got a meditation, and Lisa's doing a great meditation, but also we have a special guest, Donna Rodriguez, supporting in the meditation. And then we have the closing prayer. So you need to stay tuned. Stay open for a wonderful, fabulous service. Just want you to know, right here and right now, whatever we've got, we can hand it over in prayer.
If your problems won't go away and you're worried night and day, hand it over. All you got to do is pray. If you're sick, feeling low, got no money, got nowhere to go, just hand it over. All you got to do is pray. Come on, just hand it over. Hand it over. Hand it over. Give it up and give it over. Just hand it over. All you got to do is pray or smile. Ain't no mountain we can't climb. There's no answers we can't find. All you need is a hand to hold, to heal your body, feed your soul. The road is dark and you can't find your way. Let the Spirit light the way. Just hand it over. All you got to do is pray. Hand it over. Hand it over. Give it up and give it over. Just hand it over. All you got to do is pray. Hand it over. Hand it over. Come on. Give it up and give it over. Just hand it over. All you got to do is pray.
Thank you, Michelle, for great music. In this consciousness, as we try to get ready for this service, I just want to open up a prayer. And it's a simple prayer today, and it is simply this. My God, what a fantastic time to be alive. Amen. So we talk about being alive right now in this game of life. Do you want to play? Do you want to play this game of life? Well, ready or not, you're playing it. Matter of fact, you chose to come here to play this game. And in spirituality, we also say that you were chosen to be here. So you've come here to play this game of life, and this game of life has an objective of simply this, that is, discover our essential nature, to find our true self, to get in a perfect and harmonious relationship with the divine, but also this game of life is to bring along other people so that we can get to heaven together. So the theme of this series, once again, is life is just a game that you could never lose. You winning every day just by being a better you. So that's what we're up to today as we're looking at the first two talks. We talk about being a better you and just all the things that we need to do. And so now we're going to embrace another concept. We want to begin with Matthew, the 18th chapter, verses 19 through 20. And it says this, I say to you that if two or more of you agree on earth concerning anything that they ask, it will be done for them by my Father in heaven. For where two or three are gathered together in my name, I am there in the midst. Well, I just want you to know that this game of life in this part 3 is a collaborative effort. Nope, this is not about being John Wayne and do it on your own. This is about doing it together. In the movie Jumanji, there were multiple players. In fact, there were 5 players that in order for them to get through the game, they had to work together, collaborate together, use the different skills together, and together they were able to win. So this game of life, my brothers and sisters, this takes other people. Other people? Yep, other people. Some of you probably be like Will Rogers, an American actor, humorist, and social commentator. He was asked, what's wrong with the world today? And he said, people. The most famous humorist is actually being humorous. But was he really? My uncle Tommy, he would say, the world would be such a better place to live in if there weren't any people in it. Well, I can hear what they're saying, but it takes people. People make this world go round. And together, something happens because we backfill each other's shortcomings, and yeah, we have flaws and we have weaknesses, but that's what other people are for, so we can go through this game. So we're designed now to be together. We're designed our configuration of our bodies so that we can work together. Charles Darwin had this quote, and he said, in the long history of humankind, and animal kind too, those who learn to collaborate and improvise most effectively have prevailed. And I know you think it's a world of the survival of the fittest and the strongest. No. We couldn't have gotten where we are today if we didn't work together. And nature has been like this from the very beginning. Brian Swim, a cosmetologist, and he talks about the powers of the universe. He says one of the powers of the universe is synergy. Synergy is the creation of a whole, but yet is made up of little parts, and the sum of the parts creates the whole, and the whole is better than the sum of the parts. And what I'm talking about is this word synergy comes from the Greek word meaning working together. the universe has been working together from the very beginning. Give you an example. The two atoms, they're hydrogen and oxygen. When they come together, something unique and unpredictable happens. Water occurs. This only happens when they come together, and over again in the entire universe, coming together has produced something magnificent. That's what we're up here to do today. We're coming together, and we're going to make something creatively wonderful as we go through this game of life. Now, we've been doing all along. We come together through our peaks and valleys and ups and downs. We just think about it. We come together when we have birthdays and weddings and certain milestones in life, and something happens when we come together in those special moments, there's special joy that burst forth, and you just think about it, what would it be like to have a birthday party all by yourself? And we come together when we're in sorrow and grief. Some of you have had some challenges in your life, and somebody stood by you, somebody prayed with you, somebody supported you during your losses. And something happens when we come together, when people are even grieving, it lightens the burden. So magic happens when we come together. Now, this scripture says, where the two or more gathered together in my name. I want to talk about that for just a moment, because in the Bible, when it mentions somebody's name, they're basically talking about nature, symbolic. The name equates to a nature. Peter, Paul, all of them stand for faith, activity, it's nature. Jesus, in the Bible, whenever you see his name, it goes deeper into the nature or the essence of Jesus, which is love. So when we're talking about in his name, we're talking about in the name of love. Jesus is love. So we're talking about is a willing heart that constitutes a unique gathering now that's really going to make a difference in this game. And by being together, I'm not talking about close proximity. I'm not talking about you have to be under the same roof at the same time. That's not together. And being together is more like being in the consciousness and spirit and purpose, and we're aligned together in thought, under love. Now that's the togetherness that we're talking about, and it makes a difference. Now, to give you another example, when I was in the 8th grade, it was in Catholic school, and on a field trip, this was in St. Louis, we went to the symphony. They had a special presentation where all of the schools came together. And when we arrived there at the symphony, the musicians were standing around and sitting around, and gosh, they were doing kind of weird things. They were tuning their instruments and tuning the strings. They were blowing their horns, and gosh, they were beating on the drums, and they were doing all of that. There was no music. Then the conductor came, got up on his podium, lifted his baton, and made a movement, and instantly there was music. All the musicians, with their individualized expressions, came together, and the music was wonderful. I was totally captivated by it. And in particular, now I'm going to tell my age, back in the day, there was this TV program, a Western called The Lone Ranger. And he had a theme song. And I said, oh, they're playing the Lone Ranger theme song. No, it was the William Tell Overture. But anyway, it was beautiful. The main thing is they played together, and it was good. It was symphony. It was harmony. And this is what we're designed to do together. From the very beginning of the universe, we've collaborated and we've worked together. To get where we are today, we collaborated and worked together. To get where we're going, it's going to take that. And so now, I just want us to know that it really takes us. There was a person that was visiting a mental institution, and he observed that there were all of these patients, and he saw there was just a small number of staff who cared for them. And so the visitors asked, aren't you afraid that all of the people here would get together and gang up on you all and overpower you all? And the staff person said, no. Each person is so much into their own world that they cannot enter into a union with other people. So I just want you to know, we have got to look at doing something differently. To move forward now is not about the individual. It's not about keep doing the same thing over and over again. If you're doing that, you're insane. What we're going to do is work together. Let's not keep doing the same thing over and over. Let's not be in our own limited world view like the people in the asylum. To play this game and to be in it to win it, let's be a united people. Let's love and therefore work together in harmony, together with each other in love. We now can make a difference. Individually, we are powerful and potent. Together, something happens. Life is just a game that you could never lose. We're winning every day just by being you. I am now ready for us to step into a new space where we can create something wonderful. Now, we're going to have a rap coming up soon that I really like that will bring it together, but we're not stopping there. Lisa has some additional words and a unique experience where we can collaborate, work together. This game of life now takes all of us to make a difference.
Yeah. Fish. Hey, life is just a game. You can never lose. Winning every day just by being a better you. Gotta play it out, gotta play it through. Recognize the signs of level when you play it 2. Maybe play it 3 when you were feeling weak. Cause this is strengths that we have beneath us we never see. Blinded by the fear that bother us inside when we sleep. Too afraid to ask for help, it's pride deep inside that we keep. But life was not designed to be played solo alone. Even kings have a queen to protect each other's throne. Like life was a game of chess, you have to play your best. You have to feel the stress, it's just another test. Just another stage, just another boss. In this game of life, it's never over when you've lost. When you fail, it's time to go, it's time to try again. If you're alone inside the journey, play beside a friend. Maybe they don't know the strengths and you're the key to revealing it. The fear is overwhelming and judgment fade when you feeling it. Voices in the mind try to tell you to stay away. But in this game of life, day and night together we play. It's designed for us to win, we can never lose. Winning every day just by being a better you. Feeling stuck in this feeling we aren't free. Remember us could turn and come back like Jumanji. A fabricated game that's designed to become testing. You know the old saying, the wicked is never resting. I laugh it off like jesting, together we stay pressing. That stop button knowing the hardness is never besting. You and the willpower underneath the surface. Help each other through it, and through it is life's purpose. Especially in times when you're feeling like you're worthless. Fire is inside of you, light it bright in the furnace. Cause life is just a game, you can never lose. Winning every day just by being a better you. Gotta play it out, gotta play it through. Recognize the sometimes the level when you play it too.
Yes, life is just a game that you could never lose. You're winning every day just by being a better you. Thank you. Triple Vision, also known as Adriel, also known as our cameraman, also known as an extraordinary human being. Thank you for a wonderful, wonderful rap. Now, I could have done it myself, but no, you really don't want that. He did it a lot better than me. Trust me on that. So now we're stepping into a wonderful field of energy. Can you feel it? Something's happening here. Oh, we're not done yet. Lisa and Donna have created a wonderful meditation that's designed to have us experience. It's one thing to think about, oh my God, we're one. It's another thing to, oh, I believe that we're one. Now let's step into a domain, let's really be one. That's how we're going to win this game of life. Lisa, over to you.
As Jim was mentioning, Brian Swim describes synergy as one of the foundational energies of evolution, where the coming together of two elements makes something occur that is not possible for any one element alone. And this often produces something never seen before in the universe. We call this absolute novelty. It's actually a little bit of a miracle. And we already know from the condition of our world since COVID that there really is no such thing as pure independence. We all exist as part of a living, complex system of interdependence. Everything depends on and leans on everything else. So now this word, interdependence, might evoke some dissonance for those of us who have been hard at work developing our sovereign sense of self for decades. Now, this sovereign sense of self, that is a product actually of healthy individuation, is actually critical to our next stage of evolution. It's probably more accurate to really say that we are interdependent. And it's not common for those of us who have been dedicated to personal growth over the years to begin to feel that maybe we've gone as far as we can go individually. And there may even be a sense that a new form of human synergy is dawning. Judy Canado says, "The new human is a we, but one grounded in a whole me. In the mystery of communion experience, the me and the we come together in sacred space. Duality falls away, and we find ourselves part of the sacred unity that is the very heartbeat of the universe." For the past 5 years, I have been in community with others dedicated to exploring this sacred space of the we, coming from our expanded selves, which is the part of us that is beyond our roles, beyond our genders, beyond our thoughts and beliefs. We discover in this part of ourselves that human consciousness can actually share the same space, an interpenetrating consciousness of interbeing. It's possible through practice to have an ever-deepening experience of this over time. So about a year ago, 5 of us dedicated ourselves to co-stewarding a community by the name of the We Oneing, which has the acronym TWO, wherever 2 or more are gathered. Together we develop and practice and participate in spiritual practices in shared space. And we call them relational meditations or partner practices. Today I'm very excited that one of our stewards, Donna Rodriguez, is here as our special guest, and she and I will be engaging in a partner practice together. Donna will begin by setting it up, and it will sound very similar to any guided meditation, except that partner practices are typically done with our eyes open. So you will be guided to take in your surroundings as part of this practice. So now if this is unfamiliar to you, I invite you to be playful and curious about this. And to play with having your eyes open maybe part of the time, and then closed for part of the time. So after this initial setup, Donna will ask me what I am experiencing, and then we will take turns presencing our shared field of consciousness. Now, although you will not be participating verbally with us, I invite you to bring your attention to this shared field of consciousness that we are all inside of together. Now, even though this practice was previously recorded at a different location, sense into the aliveness that is present beyond time and space. Wherever you are, and whenever you listen to this, you are an indispensable part of this field in the living now. Beatrice Brutto says, every individual is called upon to participate in this great act of creating the next stage of evolution, the emergence of the hyper-personal. No one is dispensable. All our energies must interact in order for the new being to be what it ought to be. And so it is.
Hi, everyone. Let's take a few deep breaths together, bringing ourselves fully present to this moment. And in your breathing, there's an exchange between the atmosphere of the planet and your body. And in the process of exchange, the air becomes my breath, your breath. And I say my breath, and though breath is personal in my experience of it, it's not really mine. It's impossible to inhale and try to keep the breath in for myself and not let it out. If I even try to seal up my mouth and my nose and not let it out, I will stop living. And so in this way, life forces us to stay in the exchange. And this is true not only for our breath, but for all of life. It's impossible to pull ourselves out of the exchange with every living being on the planet. Life is simply patterned this way. And so in this practice, we are focusing on the exchange that occurs deep center to deep center, where there are no roles to play or identities to uphold. We are simply a unique flow of life, a unique expression of mystery made visible in this moment in time. And we are exchanging with every other unique flow and form of life. And as there is room in my body for the air to flow in, we can lovingly say there is room in me for you. As easily as you are exchanging with the atmosphere of the planet, you are exchanging on some level with all of life just because it is patterned this way. Everything leans upon everything else, and we exist together. And just like the Earth's atmosphere doesn't keep track of Donna's breath and Lisa's breath, we too can blend together in the space of consciousness. We become shared essence, like two fragrances occupying the same space. For those of you watching, you can take notice of the atmosphere that you find yourself in this morning. You can survey the environment and notice how all of the elements are influencing your awareness, your experience, and your personal flow. You can notice what is present in your visual field. Notice the lighting and the temperature. The time of day affects us. And the other forms of life that are present. Maybe you have pets present with you, or maybe there are plants in the room. What are you hearing? And we're just allowing the whole of your environment to inform your experience, pushing nothing away. Everything matters, and everything leans upon everything else. Notice what is arising in you as you sense into the exchange between myself and Lisa. You can allow your awareness to be focused right here with us and attuned to our exchange, sensing into how our exchange may be influencing you in this moment as you exist in the atmosphere of us. And now that we are all gathered together, Lisa, what is your experience right now?
There's a sense of a softness that also feels very permeable, very centered. And there is a sense of this reaching out, this connectivity of it through between you and I and everyone else here in the various time frames that they will be watching, time zones that are here. It's like all of that variance is here, but there's this something that is really connecting all of it that feels very soft and strong and trustful.
That word variance is sticking with me like a vibratory flow. There's like I'm opening up to include all of the stimulus, like you and the others, and it's really strange how in this moment of time they're not here, and in the moment of time where the recording will be played, they are here, and it's like I can feel both. And that variance is collapsing into like this eternal now.
Yeah, there's really kind of this sense of wholeness, like I could even, like how everyone is in their homes, like with this invitation to really embrace the whole environment as it is and leave nothing out. Like that's present. It's almost like everyone has their own square on the Zoom screen, you know, with their various backgrounds and plants and dogs walking by and all of that. There is that wholeness type of dynamic that is here.
Yeah. Zooming in now to you and I, and this I thou. I'm reading Martin Buber. And this I thou that is so much more. So much more in the thou. So much more in the Lisa. In the blend of Donna, Lisa. There's a billowing, like something opening up or something wanting to grow between us, within us. Like a cloud that has life.
Yeah, it's this quality of like, even like a plant, you know, just coming up, shooting its little head up through the earth for the first time. It has this newness to it, but this promise for more to come. I even have the scent of chlorophyll that's present with it as well.
Spreading out the green of the chlorophyll spreads us out like a field of grass. It's curious how we're changing shapes somehow. That's showing up in the words, but it's this really smooth changing of shape in this other body that we are. The words sound funny, but there is a body that is you and I.
And it has a shape-shifting quality to it. Like whatever form it takes is whatever is needed. But there's a looseness or a non-attachment to whatever the form is. And there's a moving in and out that feels very natural and in flow.
Yeah, and it's like not even paying attention to how it's shape-shifting. It's like my attention is on you, and this other thing sort of happens while my attention is on you, that I can also pick up on. Yeah. I'm just curious, like I want to ask questions now, like what is this shared body? What is this experience that I'm connected with you in? Connected at you in. Wow. That's doing its own thing and sort of dancing its own life as I just be with you.
Yeah, it's this place where we are connected. It's like that's the lifeblood of us, and there's the sense of everything else, and this body that is here is in response to that, but it's in itself, it just feels like wearing clothes in a sense, like it's just something that's, resting gently on this connectivity that we have, but it's not even, it's kind of like it is even moving out of the realm of what's material. Like it can be in the realm of what's material or not. There's this kind of floatiness to it.
And it's like I'm listening from within it, and I'm also doing this thing with my mind, where like my mind is holding the reality that you and I are on computer screens, and where I'm looking at you, another person, and then there's this consciousness of this shared body, this other thing that is the blend of us, that has no concern for what the analysis that my mind is putting on it. It has zero concern at all. It's just like moving and like drawing its life from someplace that is not mind. It's like a being itself, life force itself. My body with you is tapped in directly, sourcing. It's really neat. It's like it's doing something on its own, but it's happening within us, and yet not completely relying upon us for its whatever it's doing for its existence.
There's also this quality of our awareness here, or looking at it, or whatever that is. It feels like that is part of its animation. That how we are connected in the way that we are being with it, seeing it, being it, inside, from outside, all of that. Ways of being, something about how we are, is causing how it is.
When you name that, it's like if it has hands, like its arms went up. It was like almost like like, look at me, like it loves being looked at. Like,
Yes.
you see me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a sense of real gratitude, like coming forth from this being seen, and like something also that's met. There's a sense of that there was something, perhaps a longing of some kind, and now it's met. That has been in existence for a while, and now in this moment, there's a coming together of this longing and the being seen.
And that was our 10 minutes. And it feels like we like transversed this other dimension and world and life in the space of 10 minutes. It seems ridiculous to my mind.
Can you feel it? I'm inviting you now to just embrace all of that. Thank you for joining us today. This is a special day. You can continue to be with us today. Right after the service, we have a special fellowship time. And what you can do is just register on the website or check out the instructions in the comment section to join us. Would love to see you there. Would love to have your join the energy together. I would love to collaborate with you as we start this process of being together. So consider a couple of things. If this touched, moved you in any kind of way, share it with a friend. Also consider making a financial contribution so that we can continue with this unconditional love to you and to the whole world. Now you can donate on our website, via text. Also, you can just mail in a check to the church. So whatever you do, just feel this. Now we're going to close with our prayer for protection. The words should be on the screen. Just invite you just to say it along with me. The light of God surrounds us. We are the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. We are the love of God. The power of God protects us. We are the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. We are the presence of God. And wherever we are and wherever we may go, just know that God is there. Therefore, all is well. And you've already won before the game even begins. And so it is. Amen.
Optimism is contagious. Say it loud and sing it strong. Optimism is contagious.